let's try that one again. Hi guys, we'll be back. Yes, this is the official live stream now. Alright, so yeah, so there are now five tech problems. Five tech problems. So, well, welcome back. So, the first tech problem was the camera is malfunctioning, so we're losing some of the visuals. So, if the camera freezes halfway through, the wire's a little wonky. The second problem was this. I bought a new headset recently. I bought this. And I think by plugging things in and out, I haven't live streamed for a while, so the settings are kind of reset. Every time I plug in the headset, it automatically takes the microphone from there. So I've got the Blue Yeti here working, and I haven't live streamed for a while, so I kind of lost my way on how to navigate the live streaming interface on YouTube. Apparently, there's a new beta version of live streaming which I'm not using, but haven't run OBS for quite a while. Tech problem number 3 or 4, I lost count now. Is it's actually a funny tech problem. I wasn't actually sure where to put my stuff because the box is huge. I'll show you in a moment, but the box is pretty big. I've got this like huge thing on my desk right now, so I wasn't quite sure how to arrange my stuff here. And tech problem number 4 is actually not a really tech problem, but what I've been doing is I've been trying to take the labels off because the shipping labels are there, and obviously I didn't want my address being flashed live on screen. So I was thinking, should I black out the label? Should I rip it off? I ripped it off, and tearing off adhesive labels leaves bad things. So I've got a partially torn off label here. I'm going to have to clean it up when I do the actual video. But when you see the live thing, the raw unedited footage here right now, this is 100% authentic. So what I have here, I was trying to decide between whether to do this as a video or as a live stream. I decided to go with both. I'm going to double down on the unboxing. So this is going to be the raw unboxing. This is going to be opened up. I have no idea what's inside. And then I'm going to do a more edited video where we actually present the whole process of getting the silver play button, and then I'll unveil the silver button, not the unbox, but unveil it. So that way, it's going to be a bit cleaner that way. But we'll ditch the formalities. I've done the 100k speech already, or whatever I did last time I streamed. I've done several live streams when we do this, but this is going to be it. So I know quite a few of you are filling chat right now. Give me a bit of time to get the chat kind of going a bit here. Sub to PewDiePie. PewDiePie should sub to me. That's always the thing, right? I know we've got our normal archery crew. I know we've got some of our viewers from Melbourne. I know quite a few of my students are here. I've been kind of low-key advertising the unboxing at school, so I know some of you are watching it right now. One of the things that I'm doing at the school, actually, I've told some of the students of this, is that we're planning to do a fundraising activity. So one of our teachers at school is doing a fundraising for the charity organization Oxfam, and for a donation of $1, the students can take a photo with the silver plaque, which I'm going to unbox right now, and hopefully might raise $100 or so from that. So if you're wondering if I'm going to bring it in, I will be bringing it in, but there'll be a special opportunity, perhaps the last week or the last day of school. We'll be doing a bit of a fundraising thing with that. So let's gee, where do we start with this, right? I suppose it's only right to show you the box, which I'm kind of halfway through ripping up. Alright, so that's the box. As you can see, that's where the shipping label was. That's the other one. I'll remove it to clean up a bit later. I was doing it just before I started and I realized, oh, hang on. That's kind of what happens when you rip up paper labels. So this is left on the doorstep. My dad picked it up. And he was like, "Is this a book, right?" Because we always buy books, and he thought this was a book. It's kind of a book size thing. This is a lot bigger than I thought it was, right? I said it was like a laptop size, but that's I mean that's a fairly decent chunk there. So he picked it up and he saw the YouTube label and I thought, hang on, this is a YouTube thing. He didn't know what it was. I didn't tell him what it was, but the box is the official YouTube box. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you all. No, I should actually open the box, right? So yeah, that's the box. I'm sure there's something in it. Like I said, I don't actually know what's in it. I'm going to have to unseal it. So I guess we will have to open it. So let's choose a cutting utensil. I'll use my trusty Swiss Army knife. Bring it to class tomorrow. Yeah, probably I will. I mean, like, I've got a pretty busy day tomorrow now. All my class have been demanding it. Let's try not to destroy the play button. So as we're going through this, I'm actually pretty keen to see what it looks like, because this is the new version of the play button. The old one is the darker one with the silver button. This one is the all silver one, not real silver, of course. How do I open this thing? I probably should have had some instructions. I'll play around with it first. So I remember once I opened a trophy and the thing fell out on the ground. So let's not do that. I've got a couple things here. Alright, and oh, gotcha. Alright, so we have the bottom flap down here. Let's try not to be too awkward while doing this. It already is, but geez, I want to keep the box. I think a lot of Asian families do anyway. We keep boxes around for no particular reason. I don't want to rip tape just because it'd be really awkward. That's I see what's going on here. So it's going to cut that. Yeah, it would be really funny if I like cut myself on camera. And we should make a whole like clickbait title like YouTuber nearly kills himself while opening silver play button. That'd be like demonetized. Okay, so I've got the thing here. There we go. Alright, we're getting we're getting places. We're getting places. Alright, have I... Yep, that's open. And that's open. Ouch. Okay. Alright. Should I open it my way or your way? This is like, we'll do a neutral, okay? We'll turn it sideways. I'm going to turn my head this way. So, we need some angelic choral music, like the oh thing. So let's have a look at this. Let's grab this. By the way, Zip, congratulations on your award. I know you're shooting with a broken leg, so I don't know how you break a leg in archery, but that happens. But back to me. All right, let's have a view here. That's okay. All right, so that was a little anticlimactic. All right, let's remove the flap now. Okay, so the flap, I see some shiny things beneath here. Let's reveal the thing. Are you ready? Okay, because what the letter? Huh? Okay. All right, we'll read the little letter, but let's actually see the thing underneath there. All right, so we go. Oops, sorry, I mashed that. Holy crap, that is awesome. I got a little card here. There we go. Whoa, I think I dropped that. That is the play button. That's it. That is it. It's wrapped in its plastic casing. And once the live stream updates, that was the most, I've waited 7 years for that letter. And here it is. All right, let's take it out. Let's actually see. Like I said, I'm gonna do a proper video on this later on, but we'll keep it intact as much as possible. Whoa, that's a pretty weighty thing. Let's not drop that. We of course have the very important dehumidifier thing here to remove the moisture. So that's probably not important. Let's not eat that. And that's the rest of the box. That's for those who are very curious. That's the actual box there. So let's put the box down for now. I'll clean up the cover a bit later. Actually, the box seems less appealing now. I've no reason to keep the box, but it's a YouTube thing. I might keep it till I get my golden one. We have the foam, which everyone's really excited. And let's check out. What does the letter say? This is expensive paper. This isn't the printing paper. This is the actual cardboard paper. So I think most of the money on the play button came through the letter. The official red print there from the CEO. I imagine it's automatically printed, which it is. What does the letter say? Let's have a look here. You've just done something that very few YouTube creators accomplish. you had an astonishing 100,000 people subscribe to your channel. Well, I guess it used to be quite uncommon because back when YouTube started, that was a bit more rare. But I guess these days, more and more people are reaching 100,000 mark. But still, getting this far is perhaps a milestone which most people can't get to. So that's it's fair to say that this is almost it's rare or few, but it's definitely a testament to that milestone. We know that numbers on YouTube can get really big, but we hope that you don't lose sight of the reality behind that 6-digit milestone. Each and every person who has subscribed to your channel has been touched by what you created. They were inspired, challenged, or entertained. You achieved this milestone with hard work, perseverance, and probably a healthy sense of humor too. A little drive for me, I guess. What you've accomplished can't be taken away from you. I would like to recognize you and all your hard work with this Silver Creator Award, a small token of esteem and respect. We know that you don't do this for rewards. You do it because you have a drive to create and share, and because you found an audience who cares. Believe us when we say that we can't wait to see what you do next. 1 million subscribers may seem a long way off right now, but you're closer than you think, and we're rooting for you. Congratulations. Yours sincerely, Suzanne Wojcicki, the CEO of YouTube. And that is the official letter there. We also have a tiny card. And this is from, I think, this is the actual, the fabricators of the award. This is Society Awards, based in the US, I believe. Little token card there. And it says, congratulations on your subscriber milestone. We are honored to take part in recognizing your achievement and want your experience to be exceptional. This award was expected and packaged with great care by Rick. Thank you, Rick. If your award was damaged during shipping or have questions, contact us. And that's the YouTube creator at societyawards.com. So, outsourced, but that's the documentation. That's basically it. So the box contains the letter, the card, and of course we have the actual award. So I wasn't sure I wasn't sure exactly how it would look, but now that I've seen it, hey, was there some damage here? Nah, this is kind of really superficial stuff. That's not too important for me. So this is the actual. Whoa, geez, that's shiny as. Whee! That's a reflector right there. So we removed the plastic cover. That is actually not sealed, so that is in fact the raw thing there. There we go. Yes, and I agree, Bowman. For a very small niche like archery, it's 100,000 is a very, very big deal. I've done a lot of work on YouTubers and other YouTube help sites, and people talk about like the 1 million sub mark and lots of subscribers, but archery isn't like gaming where you have like hundreds of thousands or millions of potential viewers. Archery is pretty limited. Whoa, nearly dropped that. So yeah, I think for a primarily archery channel, I do other things as well, but for a primarily archery channel, I think reaching this milestone is almost like 1 million views in itself, or subscribers in itself. Now we'll reach 1 million subscribers in due time, I guess. Now we'll talk more about that, I guess, in future videos and streams, but that's the result there. So we'll get a bit of a close-up, I guess. We do a flyby, whatever it is. Put the first fingerprint. I had like Korean fried chicken before that, and I was kind of scared of touching the thing, but that's the plaque there. That is actually quite shiny. So just going through, we have of course the channel name, which is not misspelt. You have the 100,000 subscriber moniker there, and the YouTube logo. So that is the thing there. That is actually really shiny. So what you don't see in the actual image when you look at the award is that I thought it was clear, because the original award is a black frame and a black background with the silver thing, and the gold version is the same thing there. But with the new version, I think the late 2018 they rolled this version out. That's what it is. I was skeptical. I thought that I thought that the old version would look better. It looked more like a something you would frame and mount on a wall. This is definitely something worthy. I do like the reflective surface there. I think that does reflect. Hey, it's on my camera. So that's the thing that's kind of letting me down here, right? So be careful what I'm reflecting. What's in my room? Bookcases, swords. Yeah, it's pretty normal. Yeah, so we'll try angling this in a way. I'll use my PC tower as the background. There we go. That's a perfect background there. That's a very reflective surface. Imagine if I put it in the window, everyone's gonna walk past and kind of do their hair or something and flex in a very strange way. Yeah, that's the thing. It's metallic now. It's more of a plastic, so it's not an expensive plastic frame. I guess it's more the look and design and feel. It's meant to be more durable. I agree with that. Is there any damage here? Not really. I believe it is a kind of a plastic frame. No, nothing damaged in shipping, which is good. We do have a stand there, so you can. I think there's I'm pretty sure these things you can pop out, and you'll find there are things you can stand up in the background, or you might mount it. Not sure exactly if there's anything in here, but yeah, you could put nails in the back and hang it up. I'll figure out how to mount it in a sec, but I will hold that there somehow. I can flex, so I'll just hold it here and flex. This is the mirror, right? So that's the unboxing. I don't think this would be an hour-long stream as usual, but that is what you wanted to see. I was pretty excited to get word of it when I was at school. I was halfway through a year 11 class, and I was checking my email every few minutes, and that's it. That is the player button. So that's the 100,000 milestone. I don't think many people in chat right now might reach that, or any people at all would realistically get to this point. Yeah, I guess I'm pretty stoked. As an Asian, I'm pretty stoic in general, so I don't really react to things very wildly. I guess some people did the whole, shed tears, thank you so much for your support. I might spend an hour reading out all my Patreon donors and so on. That's obviously not gonna happen. I don't have Patreon, so yeah, that's it. So we'll take, I guess, a few questions, get some reactions going on here in chat. If you want to throw like a super chat my way, feel free to do so. Next goal is 1 million. According to the trend, this might take 4 to 5 years, depending on my content. I admit I've slowed down a lot since I got the 100,000 mark. I've got more ambitious things in mind. I'm covering more Asiatic archery, covering more archery history, just wider topics to appeal to a wider audience. So I've got quite a few things to perhaps look at. I've got a Ryan 2177. Is that the English class you've got in period 6, right? I was there last time, so I might drop by with it. Because that class we were in, that's when like everyone was like cheering with the 100,000 mark. So I might reciprocate that by bringing it in out of nowhere. We'll see how we go. Yeah, just following chat right now. What do we have here? Yeah, bring to school. Yeah, I'll probably bring to school. I mean, I want to make the video at some point, but probably in the weekend. What do we got here? Moist indeed. Avoid the finger. Like I reckon if I bring to school, like the little kitties will put their, grab their little fingers on it. I should take a photo and put on Instagram, shouldn't I? Right? Yeah. I mean, the lighting's pretty bad, but we'll get there eventually. Is that a question, Tristan? Is a 20-pound bow deadly at 15 or more meters? Not really. Bows aren't actually deadly in general. Even war bows aren't that deadly. If you're talking about like a modern target bow, then no, it's actually very. You can't kill someone with a bow. That's why they're so safe and they're allowed these days. I mean, it's technically possible if you shoot someone in the eye or something, but if you trip over and you fall into a pencil, then that's also deadly. So archery isn't necessarily deadly. What else did I have here? Question from Sebastian. Is that one piece alloy or milled out or multiple pieces? Good question. I don't think it's alloy. I'm not sure. It feels like plastic. It doesn't look like metal. It might be, but it's definitely not one piece. You can see that there are joins in the frame there. I didn't check what it's made from, but it's definitely not a one-piece bit of alloy. I believe it is metallic, now that you mention it. It doesn't feel like it, but I think it is. But you can see the actual construction. There are joints, so it's not one piece. It's actually hollow, as it should be. So the inside, it's a hollow inside, so you put screws on the wall or whatever, hooks. So that's hollow, and it's got a very thin piece in the front there. So that's actually not a single piece. It is a bit of platinum, but yeah, I admit, yeah, I thought the black one looked better. I think I still prefer it, but this actually is not a bad design. I mean, to have it in the first place is quite an honor. But I think this is a pretty decent design. I actually do like it. What else do we have here? You don't end. Yeah, there'll be more stuff coming in. Did I shoot the box? No. I probably should have used an arrow to cut it open instead. Perhaps not. Let's see. Congrats, thank you. Any good tongue twisters in Vietnamese? I've got a whole lot of tongue twisters to work through. My whole class is required to do that. What else do we have here? Yes, Tristan, I did read the article about the guy who killed the neighbor accident. That wasn't a 20-pound bow, though. That's a very freak accident that happened there. Yeah, 1 million is a long way to go. I probably lost like 20 subs or something. I announced my retirement from gaming. Not that I didn't really cared about gaming, but I think like a few people like, oh, well, too bad you said you're leaving, goodbye, and just unsubscribed or something. I noticed a drop in my my trends when I made the War Thunder video. It's a long time coming. I stopped playing games. I still play games, but it's probably a very small, hit to the sub count, and we'll make it up with more interesting content, more unique content. I'm sure people will watch other channels for gaming. I'm not the biggest gamer, not the most interesting gamer, so definitely more archery stuff. Other videos planned. I've got a lot of things planned. Finding time to do so, a bit different there. But definitely have some things to talk about. Oh yeah, Ryan. Yeah, you ate pizza together. Well, you ate pizza. I didn't eat the pizza. You guys were like doing Instagram photos or Snapchats of your freaking pizza and your chips. So let's take a few final questions because my hand's getting tired here. I need to find a way to prop it up somehow. But I want to obviously want to put it down at some point. Oh. Lee, if people unsubscribe, do you get it back? No, you only get one valid claim for the play button. So if you get like 99999 and you get 100,000, and someone unsubs and you get 100,000 again, no, it doesn't work that way. You get one claim only. This is complimentary, so this is free of charge. You don't pay for this. You don't pay for shipping either. It's free shipping, express shipping too, which is pretty good. But we have no payment. You can get replacements or buy additional ones, but they do come at a cost. But the initial one is free of charge, and I don't think there'd be a reason to buy other ones. I guess if you have like a team or a studio and you want to have multiple versions, I guess you could buy them and that'd be okay. But I suppose the second version I'll get is the gold one at some point. The question is, which one do I hang up on my office, the gold one or the silver one, right? This will probably be my replacement at the end. And of course, there's the diamond one, of course, at 10 million. Can we get 10 million archers, perhaps? I don't think there are 10 million archers in the world, so a bit of a challenge there. I'll put it down for a moment. That's quite literally flexing, because that's a little sore there. Okay, what other stuff? Alright, so we'll take some final questions. This wasn't meant to be a long live stream. Yes, next up will be 1 million. According to my social blade trends, I've been like 4 years, but I've slowed down. I guess the bigger you are, the more traction you get, so you tend to get a larger number of people viewing your videos and people staying. And like I said, my plan is to cover larger topics. So I've gone through the phase. I've gone through the phase of like building up the basics and the fundamentals and the core products. If I dedicate my time to making stuff, then I could accelerate and get to 1 million. I need like more viral videos. I think I got a bit of a shortcut with the Olympic swing video, and that went viral. It's on like 3 million views right now, so that is a huge subscriber magnet. I'm not sure if I would call it an accelerator or whether it's making up for lost time. That obviously drew a lot of people. Um, World Archery has 146k subscribers. That'd be funny if I did, right? Because we're kind of outgrowing some of the regular archery circles. I mean, I can't really like promote myself in World Archery because I think like most people who watch World Archery already watch me, so it wasn't not really a huge gain. When you think about other ways to get new audiences. Hence the history part aside, I want to cover more Asiatic archery because that's an underrepresented side on the internet. So I want to cover more of that. And yeah, the history, like people love history. I find that most history channels I kind of too simplistic with their archery history. So I'm trying to cover that in more detail. I bought tons of books. Like I bought like $500 worth of books to read through for archery. So I've got a bit more authority on some of the historical topics than just speaking off my top of my head. I'll talk about here. Does it make me money? Yes, actually. I make. I'd estimate that on a decent month, I'd make perhaps 25% to 50% of my monthly salary, my regular job that is. So it's not like a lot of money, but it's a nice extra on top of that. There have been a couple of months where I have earned substantial amounts, including one month, the viral month with the Olympic swing video, where I did earn equal or more than my day job. So the potential for earning is there. And 100k, if I took it seriously, ran like a business, had more affiliate marketing or sponsorships or merchandise, I could probably make a decent living off of YouTube if I did it full time. That means more videos, that means more video types, that means I could cover a gaming game, for example, or different kinds of archery. But given what I inherently do with archery, it's not a high traffic, high density, high frequency topic. I think so I mentioned before, I can't do like how to do this video every single day. These things take a lot of time to prepare, and it really responds to like the demands, what people want to know. So it is a little tricky to keep on making regular content on archery. I think many people like burn out way before that. So it's I mean, I'm seeing like new channels who are starting up in archery and going through the growing pains and learning all the tech things and covering the topics which have been covered or haven't been covered, and it's not an easy road. I started in a very simple way in my bedroom, shooting with my camcorder in a very dimly lit room with no microphone, and seeing people do the same thing now, like 7 years later, it's a bit of a tough road. You're trying to catch up to the pioneers or the titans of YouTube. I mean, I wasn't the first archery channel on YouTube. I'm not going to be the last channel on YouTube. People, make better content than me at some point. And I look forward to it actually. Seeing myself all the time gets a little dull. I do what I can. But there's definitely room for other people to do their thing. So, and for me, I guess this has been a bit of a from the ashes kind of story. I started a channel in a very different part of my life, in a very bad part of my life, coming out of a relationship in a very bad mindset. And just finding, something to put my time, effort, passion into. Archery kind of took the place, and it's been an interesting mistress since, for better and for worse. But this is a nice career highlight. Again, people kind of don't take YouTube seriously. They'd always say there's a fun thing or a hobby, some strange thing people do, and but getting to this point, people take you seriously. I think once you reach like 10,000, 50,000, you start getting some serious traction and companies start taking you seriously. but the 100,000 is when it's no longer a joke. The money is real. Like it's no longer something you do to get likes or subscribers. And think, again, working with so many new channels right now, you get a lot of people who start channels. They get like obsessed with the first, 10 subs, the first 50 subs, or the first 100 subs, and every sub is well earned. You're really working very hard for it. But once you get to the 10,000 to 100,000 mark, then these numbers don't mean anything. It's just you are working on a much larger scale, appealing to a much larger audience, and you're kind of juggling different things at once. So a lot of people give up before that. So the perseverance to go through years of making content, sometimes unsatisfying, but the end goal is there. So again, to me, that's kind of like being my end game. I wasn't aiming for it because I don't think any channel really aims realistically for 100k. I met some people who are very ambitious, who wanted to make like 100,000 subs in 4 years or something, which is possible depending on your content and how aggressive you are in marketing and promoting it. But for someone like me to do this casually, that's really the end game. I think once you reach like 50,000, I think it was realistic to get to 100,000. It's like now, like can you imagine like someone like me getting 1 million? And you might think, oh, come on, 1 million, that's no way. But 4 or 5 years from now, things will change. There'll be like an Olympic Games next year, so maybe I'll spike in interest. We might get a new renaissance in archery. But people who are at the 10 subscriber, the 100 sub mark, you're thinking 100,000, no way. That's what I thought too. When I was at your stage starting out, I didn't think this was possible. Get it high? Yeah, sure. Yeah, I didn't think this was possible back then. I hide myself. You don't care about me. Yeah, so it's possible. The road is there, and it's something which I encourage people to do. Again, it's for me, it isn't the subs or the monies or views. It's more so that we have the chance to share something together. I think the letter, I know it's a generic letter written by machine, but I think it's very true. I mean, most of us do YouTube to share something. We don't do it as a career. That comes later on. I think my bigger proud moment would be to connect with the global archery community. I mean, nowadays I think myself more as a bridge between different communities of archery, different styles of archery. I do different styles now, and trying to provide as much positive education material as possible without getting too bogged down in drama and politics and so on. I want to expand my channel. I'll be doing other things. I'll be doing other discussions and stuff. So I guess that I'm a very big channel, I can do whatever I want, right? So I can make like diss tracks and slam other channels for being irrelevant and so on. But not many people reach this point, so that's a very big thing. Let's take a few last questions. Again, this isn't meant to be a long live stream. I'll make a shorter video of this, and I'll make inspirational music. All you hear are crickets in the background, so nothing too inspiring right now. So what's going on here? Sebastian, what's the state of my club? The club is stable. I think we're in the clear. There's been no legal issues. There's been no council issues. We've been operating the green for a long time. We are in a different crisis now, not for any legal reasons, but because we've reached a point of stagnancy. I've been in negotiations with the club committee to talk through possible issues. So for those who are watching us who are archers, basically what's happening is that we have a bit of a stagnation. We have a shortage of instructors. We used to have like 4 and we rotated, so having 4 people working in the club or volunteering, that's the big thing. We're volunteers, we're not paid employees, anything that, so we can't take money. 4 people volunteer helps us rotate through quite easily. When it's 2 people and soon to be 1 person, I'll be the only instructor in like a month or so. That's very stressful and you kind of give up your time for no reason. So that's one crisis. We have an instructor crisis. We have no one who is want to be an instructor, which means that the reality is that we have to perhaps postpone our archery program because we don't have anyone who can train and coach. I'm passionate to an extent, but as many of you understand, we only have so much time to spend on our hobbies, and if 100% of your time is spent in teaching and coaching, you have zero time for yourself, and that's a very big balance issue. I mean, work-life balance is always a problem, but that is something that's just kind of bothering us. I've actually written to the club, indicated that I have a partial intent to reduce my time at the club. I am the coach, I am an instructor, but in the end, you vote with your feet, right? So if you're unhappy the way things are happening right now, for no one's fault in particular, you can't stretch out to the point where you hurt yourself and your well-being to prop up a club which doesn't support you. So we've had some pretty big issues at the club there, not in a serious way, but I think these were long-term problems which we didn't deal with. So now that we've reached breaking point with the drop in instructors, and the other big problem is that we have no one turning up at the club. So people come all at once in the morning on Saturdays. So they come and try a program. All the members come at 10 o'clock and they leave at 12. And then no one stays behind. We do offer a fee waiver structure. So people who volunteer as instructors do get their fees waived, so we do partially compensate them, but we don't offer free membership. Membership is kind of your prerogative, but we do allow you to shoot for free. So rather than you pay shooting fees, you shoot for free. I think it's a pretty fair compensation, given that it's a money bringer for the club, but it also doesn't unfairly reward the instructors, because you have other volunteers who do things at the club, and if some people get paid and some people don't, it creates an inequity and it really rips apart the club culture. The bigger problem is that by giving up time, you're taking away time that's meant for shooting. And again, if people don't they don't want to do things like stick around and do club events, then there's kind of no reason to stay around. The reality is that no amount of money can make people stay if they are giving up time. I mean, for me, I have more important things to do. My job, my YouTube channel, my online presence, competing, and even offering like $200 a day to turn up, it's not worth it for me. I need to do what I want to do. I'm not interested in earning money or any more money than I have right now. So it's a bit of a bother, I guess, a bit of a thing in the back of your mind, where if you turn up and then everybody leaves when you finish and no one wants to stay around, then it is a little depressing, because most of us join clubs not for competition but for social reasons, and when people don't stick around for that, it's a little depressing. I've proposed some programs. So I've proposed that we streamline, or we stream the session, so we actually separate all the shooting. So we have the beginners only, we have member training only, we have free shooting only. So if people don't come, if they don't want to be trained, they don't turn up to that session. That means that people who are at the club can focus on doing that, because we can't have people shooting for fun and just mucking around, and people who are being trained, because we need to do intensive training. We need to use the field and take more time while other people are waiting for us. So we create a bit of a clash between different users, and we're a club, not a range. So the club members have prerogative, they take priority rather. So what we're hoping is, or what I'm hoping is, that if you want to turn up to a session where you train, you turn up to that session only. Free shooting, open for everybody, do whatever you want. There's no training, no coaching, but we want people to have a reason to turn up rather than just turn up in the morning and just muck around there. So you really want to have community, not so much lots of people shooting. And again, I think the instructors are, for me, I don't want to be paid, but I want the guarantee that I have something worth my time. If I turn up at the club and do 2 hours of coaching or running the beginners in the morning, I want to have like 3 or 4 hours in the afternoon where I have people to shoot with. If I turn up in the morning and everybody leaves at 12, then there's no benefit. Why would I stay? Because there's no one around anymore. We might just close the club. So that's worth it. I mean, rather than like paying me $100 or something to be a coach, make sure you stay with me. That's kind of the idea. I think this might be a topic for a different video. But you know, one of the bigger problems is I've really lost that drive to do archery because we're being overstretched. When you start becoming a coach and instructor and a club official, like you really lose a lot of your own time. And for people who do archery like, every day, you have some time to give, that's fine. For people who have only so much time to give, you gotta be very careful of what you give to the club. Because you give too much, you also lose a lot of your own passion and drive. And this is for anything, but that's my archery experience. We'll save for a different video. I had a question from Zishan before. Why no use EST, the NUSensei? I'm using the Chaser Python right now. The 60 is still a good bow, nothing wrong with it. But once Chaser, did the sponsorship or they gave me the free riser, that's like a $900 riser. That's more expensive than the NUSensei. I wanted to use a different bow. I have the 60 for 6 years now. So when I had a chance to use a bright green bow with my name laser engraved on it, you kind of have that sponsorship, obligation. I'm not contractually obligated to use it, but it's such a beautiful, unique, and stand-up bow that I wanted to use it. So that's why I'm not using the NUSensei, which is a bit of a shame because I still have it, but I'm not really. I'm not sure what to do with it, to be honest. Like I could sell it, I could give it away. It's a fantastic riser. I'm just not sure what to do with it because it's kind of really banged up, and I don't want to sell it in bad condition. It could be a second bow for demonstration purposes. Like I could keep it around. Actually, I might leave the club because we're trying to set up different bows at the club so that people can kind of get a feel for what bows look like and cost, so that when you're spending $1,000 on a bow, this is what it feels like. I've got cheap bows, I've got middle bows. I don't have an expensive bow, and maybe the CXT might live in the club as a rise, as a demo sample model or something. It served its purpose, so that's probably it. What area do you teach in? As in, like, I teach high school. I teach in Melbourne. If that's what you're asking, like where it is. You're in Ballarat, Jin. Is that Windaree, or are you involved in a different one? Is it competition for the YouTube channel, or like real life competition? Because if it's real life competition, like you need a bow to get into it, right? Unless you talk about beginners, where you use club equipment and the winner gets like a free riser. I've got so much gear that I really should be giving away things. What I'm doing instead is I'm finding ways to repurpose gear. So rather than give away random cheap Chinese bows, I'm finding more ways to use them as part of my my videos. So that way I have, my platform is I want to have more value for companies who want to get me to sample their products or review their products. So that way it's not just one video, but multiple videos where they can see the product become more visible on the online platforms. Ryan, I teach English, Humanities, and Vietnamese. It's a strange combination, I know. No maths there. People ask, are you a maths teacher? I'll say, yeah, fine, I'm a maths teacher. Stereotyping Asians. Yeah, I'm good at math. Yeah, I play piano. Yeah, the same sort of thing. But yeah, I actually am an English and history teacher for the most part. I'm occasionally a Vietnamese teacher, just by virtue of my last name. So I'm not just a Vietnamese teacher because I'm a Vietnamese teacher. I do teach a language. Alright, I reckon we'll wrap it up. I'm getting a little tired now. It's nearly 10 o'clock. I reckon we are pretty close. I've been to Windaree once actually. I did a Victorian Teachers Games at Windaree. So I've been down there once at the Prince of Wales Park. Unless you've, I think you've. I don't think you've moved yet, but I heard that they're being moved. But not sure if I think Windaree is still the same place. Yeah, I've been to Ballarat once. Shot at Windaree once. Nice field. I have that, Ryan. I'll check now. As in, like, your pictures or my pictures? Because I have the same photo every year, so... is it my new picture? Are you serious? For those watching in chat, I have this, like, running gag at the school right now, where, like, every year, I wear the exact same thing. I wear a blue shirt and a silver tie, and the same glasses every single time. So, if you're telling me that the pictures are new, I wouldn't know. I want to check this. This is not gonna show it to you, but I'm gonna check this just for kicks. Is it my new photo? Because I wouldn't know if I saw it. It is. That's my old photo. Unless we have a different thing here. Let's double check this. No, that's my old photo right now. I don't think it's it might be looking at a different one for me, but after the old photo. That is. I don't think that's. Is it? How fat am I in this photo? I'm trying to imagine the relative size here. Oh well, we'll do it before or after this time. Actually, might be a new one. We have an awkward thing where we normally we sit down for the photos, and this one time, like this year, we actually stood up, and that was the weirdest thing because, like, you're so used to sitting down on a stool that they tell you to stand, and you're like this. That was like the weirdest thing. And now those who are in from the school, you are probably imagine the same thing. That's weird as. Have I taught maps at some point? Yes, yes. I do history and geography. So we teach together in humanities as a subject. So we do history and geography. And yes, I teach maps. Surprisingly, most teachers actually aren't very good at geography because most of us are either English teachers or history teachers. Geography is not actually a discipline which most of us specialize in. So you won't expect many teachers to even know half the countries, which is disappointing actually. I was hoping more people will learn about it. It only took me a week to learn it. So I'm flexing here, I know. But yeah, I do teach mapping. I do teach geography in my subjects. Okay, I reckon we'll wrap it up. Things are slowing down. I think it's been a fairly long live stream. So just to end up, we have that sort of thing here. It's just a Q&A. This isn't the actual Q&A. This is the unboxing video for this thing. We normally do archery Q&As at the end of every month. So I reckon in about a week, I'll announce the Q&A thread. So you can ask questions on the live chat. So we'll be doing this sort of thing for Q&A a bit later. It's just the casual kickback, unbox, and the post-unboxing celebrations. We also do the occasional live stream for form checks. I'll be doing that at some point next week as well. But apart from that, guys, I reckon we will end it up here. And thank you for joining me on my journey. Hopefully I've been a useful resource to you in your journey, no matter what field you're in. There'll be more in the future. So while I treat this as my end game, as we all know from being a gamer, right, there is end game content. So, we're going to do more ambitious projects, more crossovers, whatever you call it, more collaborations and so on. That is going to be the final call. So thank you everyone for joining me. We will be doing our next archery Q&A very shortly at the end of March. So stay tuned for that announcement, and we can join in for more detailed Q&A for those who are just signing in now. But thank you everybody for being a part of the journey. I hope that you are happy and safe where you are, and as usual, shoot straight and aim for your best.